Hey everyone! Welcome back! I am back today with more Demon Slayer, and there's not too much left to the season, so I'm getting very hyped up about it. If you're joining me early today, it means you are one of my awesome patrons! Thank you so much, and as always, I'm sending you those big old hugs right through the screen. And if not, still thank you for joining me today. I'm glad you're here. I do hope you'll consider supporting me that way. The link to my Patreon is going to be in the description down below. So last time on Demon Slayer, I feel like we kind of, the last few episodes we've ramped up into sort of a new challenge for Tanjiro and Nezuko, but physically speaking for Tanjiro. We know that now Tanjiro and Nezuko, it's kind of their mission now to go and take down one of the 12 is a way of sort of proving themselves to, the master and the other Hashira. Sorry, my computer fell asleep. Don't worry, it won't do that during the show. It just does that when I'm not doing anything with it. But anywho, Tanjiro has been, we know, spending some time with the new butterfly girl. I do not recall her name yet. I'm sure they're going to say it in this app, and I'll do my best to take note of it. For the most part, I feel like I've done okay with names this series. For the most part, but there also aren't as many characters as some of the other shows I watch, like My Hero. I will learn the names, don't worry. So we know that he's been spending a little bit more time with her and working on basically keeping his breathing going at all times. Now, to me, I'm sure there's reasoning behind this, and some of you guys out there are just so, with the knowledge, sometimes when I go through and read my comments, I'm like, wow, these people know, everything about this. So maybe there's, a reason for this, but, my first thought was, if it's total concentration breathing, how are you supposed to do it without concentrating, just, 24/7? But that's kind of what he's been trying to do, and even in recent eps, we've seen just how strong and determined Tanjiro is, and to see the disparity between his abilities and someone else's being so profound, this new butterfly girl is just so much stronger in terms of some techniques than Tanjiro is. It kind of drives it home to you that there's still a long way to go. But we also got a little something about our, okay, now the older butterfly chick, I should know. Shinobu. I hope that's right. If it's not right, a little text will flash in editing. Oops. We kind of got a little bit on her. Apparently she had a sister she was very close to, and the sister died. I believe the sister was murdered by a demon, but I don't know, maybe I just read into that. But that's kind of how it seemed to me. And we know that the kind of upbeat personality is something she's trying to carry on for her sister. So a few episodes ago, I was saying I can't wait to get to know all these Hashira. And I got my wish to a small extent with getting to know a little bit more about Shinobu. So guys, we are in the last 2 episodes of the season. I am honestly, there's a little part of me that if I weren't on a schedule with YouTube and Patreon, this is a point in the series where I'd usually stop because I just don't want it to end. I don't want to do that big long wait. I don't know when season 2 is coming out. But I also can't wait to see what happens. I know with a series like this, I don't know if we'll get a big cliffhanger ending, but I know the end of the season is still going to be very, very worthwhile and meaningful. So I'm excited to see it. So without further ado, I say let's jump right into the next episode, the next to last episode of the season of Demon Slayer. Let's do this. Okay, that was so good. I loved it. I love how powered up Tanjiro got. I love the little moment with him and Nezuko at the end where, like, I'm assuming he just kind of hears her voice in his mind because she's communicating to him. She didn't actually audibly speak because she was still asleep when she had her muzzle on. I love that Inosuke and Zenitsu are now getting in on the training. It took them a little bit, but I knew that, like, as soon as they saw the lengths to which Tanjiro was going, even you take someone like Zenitsu who really is not into, you know, like, he's never really been into, like, the harsh training or anything like that. They both have, I mean, Inosuke has it in spades, but Zenitsu has it as well, that determination. It might get lost in there sometimes with the fear and anxiety, but he does have it, and we know that he is very powerful, and he does have skills. So, that was really cool. I'm hoping they catch up soon. Tanjiro, just getting to see him just, like, level up was so much fun, and I'm so proud of him. I love that moment where he finally has a chance to splash her with the water, and he's like, oh no, it's stinky and it might hurt, and he's just like, boop, he just put it on her head. I love it. So she doesn't speak, and now we know a little bit as to why. I loved getting to see Shinobu's sister in action in the flashback. I loved getting to see our young butterfly girl's origin story a little bit. So heartbreaking sad to see. I like, one of my big things, like one of my big triggers is, like, children being hurt. And, like, I'm kind of going through it right now on My Hero as well, where we have like a situation where a child's being hurt, and I'm just like, I can't stand it. But I thought that was great how Shinobu and her sister came along and liberated her and took her in, and those were some really good scenes. It's fun to see Shinobu before she got this air about her of, like, the calm sweetness. We know now that came from her older sister, and she decided to carry that on when her sister passed, but it's fun to kind of see her be, like, the, you know, the edgy one between the two of them, and the sister kind of has that nature that we see now in Shinobu. Great stuff. I'm trying to think I feel like we had a lot happen in this episode, and if I'm forgetting, the fire breathing. Yep, that was the big thing that I was forgetting. I really want to know more about Tanjiro's family and these techniques, and I do know just from what they've told us that there must be something very unique about his family. I'm guessing they were demon slayers. He comes from a lineage, but they haven't really come out and said. So I'm curious to see. I have some theories as to why the fire and flame would be differentiated, and my best guess is the fire breathing is something native to Tanjiro's bloodline and Nezuko's. So maybe that's why the distinction is made. Or maybe they're really very two different things. I don't know. Seems like they would be, like they said, you know, kind of like the same thing, but they aren't. And the nomenclature is very strict on that from what they told us in the episode. So I don't know if we're going to get all that resolved in the next app. They told us the title in this. It's going to be called A New Mission or New Mission. So I don't know if maybe they were just dropping some breadcrumbs and we're going to follow up on that later in season 2, or if we'll get that resolved. But either way, I can't wait. Really enjoyed this app. Loved this season. Can't wait to see the finale. Thank you guys so much for joining me. And please join me next time. We'll watch it together. And I'll see you then, guys. Bye for now.